I am here today with, who is that? Geary Sikich. You wore your mask.
Yes, I've been completely protected with this mask.
Is that comfortable?
No, it's hot, and it is. It's made out of rubber, so it's kind of a not the greatest mask in the world if you choose to wear one, but it's good for comedy, and it's almost Halloween, so.
So how much did that set you back?
$10 on Amazon.
Now, how's the breathability of that thing?
Actually, the breathability is pretty good.
Yeah.
It actually is pretty good. The biggest issue you face with it is just that you're going to have body heat kind of contained.
Yeah.
So if you don't wear it for a long period of time, or you don't have headphones on, you should be okay.
So I had you on the show today. I wanted to ask you some questions about what impact the COVID-19 pandemic is having on our trade environment with imports and exports.
So in general, as the pandemic started to evolve, we saw impact in a number of different areas. There was a lot of impact on the cessation of imports by countries. China, for example, ceased and used force majeure to stop oil shipments from coming in. The U.S. has had a big backlog on all their ports because of concern over making sure that what's coming into the country is not tainted. The bigger impact, and this is one that really has kind of been underreported, if you will, has been that the shipping industry, now take cruise lines out of it because they got tremendous amount of media coverage with cases there. But what we have is a real issue with shipping, the ships that are container ships, bulk ships, cargo ships of all types, including your large oil carriers. There is a limitation of people who serve on those ships, crews. There's been a lot of crews that, because of coronavirus infection on a ship, have been quarantined out at sea. And so we're seeing ships being taken off usage because they're sitting being quarantined. We're seeing a disruption in the supply chain because of a key component of the supply chain not related to the end products or the originating product, but the in between.
So all the just-in-time delivery and assembly is really experiencing problems because he can't rely on the GPS and
and actually that's been another issue that's come up with the systems on ships because of cybersecurity, obviously, and in a general way, but they've had tremendous impact in those areas because of that. So shipping's been hit majorly, as has air transport, because airlines have cut back so tremendously on flights.
Got it. So in terms of some of the supply chain security programs they have out there, what are you seeing that companies are doing to protect their supply chain in implementing these programs?
A lot of what I see right now is that companies are trying to find alternative suppliers so that they can have a broader base of supply chain. So from where we were a single source supply, we're now looking at moving towards multiple source supply so that they can continually keep a feed of supply coming in.
Yeah, because I'd imagine as certain regions experience the COVID-19 outbreak more, that would disrupt the supply, either going to or coming from that region.
Yeah, and you think about things like border closures. You think about things like the inspection process, the concern over whether or not there is going to be contamination coming in a cargo container. May have.
Are they having, in some cases, are they having the ships quarantine when they arrive?
In a lot of cases.
Before they're unloaded?
Yeah, and that impacts tremendously because you got to take a look at the shipping industry and the cargo shipping. They have gone from smaller cargo ships to mega cargo ships, and these mega cargo ships can have a lot of containers. I think hundreds of containers, if not more. And the problem is when you lock in a ship like that, your shipment may be one of many that gets stuck. And when you take that size ship out of service, you can't replace it very quickly, because what happens in the industry is very simple. They've gone to larger ships to carry greater amounts, so economy of scale, and they've taken the smaller ships, and as is now the case with the cruise industry, they're in yards in India and various other countries, in shipbreaking yards. So they're completely being taken apart, and they're no longer part of the service of shipping that's out there now. So replenishment of the container, the vessel, is going to have an impact. And if you take one out, you don't have an easy replacement for it.
Great. Well, thanks a bunch for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lee. I appreciate your time.